Welcome back to Doing Life Radio. I'm Sam.
And I'm Joyce. We're a married couple living in South Jersey, talking about all things life with a special focus on food, fitness, and faith.
And today is food?
Totally food.
Totes food.
Good food, too. Backyard barbecue food.
Backyard barbecue season. We're right in around 4th of July, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So this whole episode, we talk about tips and tricks.
What you can bring without totally sabotaging your progress.
And Joyce has a very unique recipe in here I think you're going to want to hear about.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it next time she breaks it out.
I haven't made it yet. I made it up.
Hey, like and share, comment. We appreciate you spending time with us. So here we go. Let's start the episode. Happy 4th of July. There's no real song that goes with 4th of July, right?
Maybe the Star Spangled Banner.
I guess that's a good point. I guess anything that involves red, white, and blue.
Anything patriotic.
So happy 4th of July. And how's the Star Spangled Banner go? Do you know?
Oh, say,
can you see? No, that's not the Star Spangled. That's the national anthem.
Oh.
Is that called the Star Spangled Banner?
Are they the same?
All right. Yes.
We should totally restart this podcast.
We should, but then it'd be inauthentic. So
okay.
Hey, 'tis the season. It's the season for backyard barbecues, and that's really what we're going to focus on, right?
Yeah, we love summer. We love that it is time to eat outside. We love hosting backyard barbecues.
We love hosting. We don't do it enough, though.
We don't. We always say we're going to, and then we don't because it involves planning ahead. Although once in a while we're like, we're having a cookout today. Who can come? And that does actually tend to work just fine.
Yeah.
So I see you are dressed for a backyard barbecue.
Yeah,
if you're not watching, you're missing out.
This is my jam. This is my outside summer jam. So
that actually is his outside summer jam.
When the weather breaks, the sleeves come off. Sun's out, guns out.
Tank top Sam.
Yep, and that happened last year. They kind of gravitated towards it. Now I'm like all in. If there's something on my sleeves, I'm just like, ugh.
You feel so constricted with those great big muscles.
Gotta get the freedom. And then this hat I got last year, and I love this hat. It's a big wide brim. It's got to be almost 5 inches of brim all the way around, and it definitely keeps up. So I thought, what better? I'll wear it during, I wear hats all the time anyways.
Yeah, if he's not in a baseball hat, he is in like a golfer hat.
Yeah. They're called scally caps.
Okay, he wears that mostly, but if we're at the boardwalk or the beach or somewhere where we're getting a lot of sun, he's got like a farmer's hat. What is that?
No, I don't know. It's like
a straw hat.
Straw sun saver
the straw hat that you see like all the 80-year-old women wearing down the boardwalk, and Sam.
Wow. I mean, it's got a little more style than that.
It's cute. It's got pineapples on the underneath, so it's super trendy.
So now on YouTube, you either see up my nose or you see...
Yeah.
But that, I'm actually, and I have my cowboy hat, which I'm going to start gravitating towards, but I didn't want to wear it for the podcast because we already did that when we talked about chickens. Oh. I don't want people to be confused.
You don't want them to think you only have one hat.
Right, of course.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm pulling out the cowboy hat now. I like it. It fits good. It blocks the sun.
I am not a hat person. I'll wear a hat maybe 2 times a year.
And those 2 times a year?
You like it when
I
wear a hat?
love when you wear a hat. Love when you wear a hat.
Break out a hat.
So
but yeah, I feel like it takes away my peripheral vision.
That's true. It does kind of block some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And you always have pretty hair. Your hair is always put together. So you put the hat on top of it.
I want to have put together hair, but let's see. But anyway, yeah. So we're talking about like trying to continue eating well even when you're at someone else's residence, which is tricky.
Without being a jerk. I think that's kind of the idea.
Because we are big proponents of if someone invites you over for dinner, you eat what they serve you, whether it's on your diet or not. Obviously, if you're allergic or if it's going to cause a health concern, that's very different.
Even to the point where I got invited over to a relative's house. I thought they knew I did not like lasagna.
Oh, the lasagna.
And they served... Lasagna. And guess what I ate for dinner?
Lasagna. And we've been hearing about it ever since.
Because I'm that kind of polite
But yeah,
eater.
we do. We try and eat well. We try and eat very low carb. But if you invite us over to your house for a meal, we're going to eat whatever you serve us. Yep. And we think that... And we'll enjoy it, too. It's not like we're forcing it down.
No.
We're kind of like, well, I guess it's cheat day.
Yeah, we're here, so we might as well have 3 plates.
Yes. But a barbecue is a little bit different because it's sort of like outside. There's food out. It's
not more laid back.
Nobody's really paying attention to what you're eating.
It's more buffet style typically.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different. A lot of times, everyone brings a little something, so you can't eat everything anyway. So we thought we'd go over some great tips and tricks of what we like to bring when we are out or what we like to make make when we have people over that can keep you on track as far as eating well, eating better,
Right.
making better choices. And then when you're at the cookout, you can, thoroughly enjoy yourself, feel like you're eating substantially, but not really wrecking all your progress.
Right. That's kind of the key. Maintaining while still socializing in a food environment.
So for the most part, we like to make what we have always made, just tweak it a little bit, right? So I just started kind of playing with this, but instead of making potato salad, making it with cauliflower.
Yeah.
So ditch the potatoes out of the cauliflower.
That's pretty much the only change out of the whole thing.
It's really the only change. A couple things to note is you wouldn't, just like you would cook a potato before you'd put it in a potato salad, you wouldn't just cut up a raw potato. Same with the cauliflower. It's going to be too hard,
Yep.
So what you would do in that case is you would just break it into bite-sized pieces, lay it on a cookie sheet, drizzle it with some olive oil and whatever seasonings you like. We're garlic salt kind of people. We would probably douse it in some garlic salt. And then you want to cook it at 350, it's to your liking. I would probably put it in for at least 30 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. The longer you roast it, the more flavorful it becomes. And then you want to let it cool completely, or else it's going to melt all the rest of your ingredients. And then whatever you like to put in your potato salad. So, obviously like mayo, maybe some hard-boiled eggs, maybe some bacon, whatever you make in your potato salad, just swap it out.
Celery ruins it.
I like a little celery.
I know. People
but
do.
You do too.
No, I don't. I don't like celery.
So confusing.
No, I don't like celery. I eat it, but I don't like it. Even when you do those wraps, like you put the cream cheese in the middle.
Oh, celery and cream cheese. That's yummy.
I don't like the celery.
Well, I'll tell you the secret of celery. The outside of the celery is not great, but the closer you get into the center and then it gets to be like that really light color green and it's softer, that's the good celery.
That's so weird because celery. Yeah, I don't have that feeling about celery.
Sweeter.
Period. Yeah.
The outside of the celery, I don't really care for. But if you cut it up really thin and fine, you don't really taste it. It just adds a little crunch, a little texture to the salad.
I don't like that texture. I like the potatoes or in this case the cauliflower to be soft.
Yeah.
I like it to be cold. I like egg in it. I like some cheese in there, like just speckled in, not heavy cheese. It's
just a little, just to change the flavor.
And bacon. Love
anytime you're not sure about your dish, you should just add bacon, and then you'll be fine. And then you're sure.
Friends coming over, vegan, eggplant parmesan.
Just put a little bacon in.
Add bacon.
Yeah. Anyway.
Bacon's better.
Another tip, which I have to say, Sam, you're really good at doing. I'm just now getting on the bandwagon of figuring this out. But bring your own beverage.
Yeah.
So I don't care if we're going to the grocery store or if we're going on a 3-hour tour. Sam has his thermos.
3-hour tour.
I knew you were going to do that. That's why I said that. I just knew it. But yeah, he does not leave this house without his thermos completely full. He fills it with ice and water. It's always ready to go. Half the time he doesn't touch it, but at least it's there if he needs it. And I'm not really that good about doing that. But if you're going to someone's house for a cookout, nobody's going to be offended if you have your thermos with you. It's not like you're sitting down to dinner where people are like, why did you bring your own thermos?
Bringing it into a restaurant. Yeah.
So if you go and they have bottled water in the cooler, great. You can just grab a bottled water, or if you want maybe one diet soda, okay. I wouldn't recommend any more than one in any given month because it's that bad for you.
Any given month? Wow.
It's bad for you. But
so you get 12 a year.
Yes, that's probably we probably shouldn't have any more than that. But occasionally, if I'm at a cookout and there's a diet soda in there, I would treat myself to that for sure. But yeah, if you open up the cooler and there's nothing but like sometimes it's just soda and beer and that's it. There's no other options.
Right.
And we were just talking about how much sugar is in a can of Coke, more than an adult human should have in a day.
More than your daily allowance. It's ridiculous.
So it would be very easy to just be like, oh, I brought my own drink, easy enough.
And if you have it in like your own, there's something about having your own jug, your own container.
Yes.
That is, it's not even that pretentious. It's
just,
it isn't. It's becoming like so commonplace
everyone
now.
Kind of is bringing them now. That's what people do.
And that's kind of where, and
I think it's a great trend that's taking off.
I appreciate that pat on the back because it is something I'm trying to be more conscious of and bring it so it's always there, readily available. I try to have it in my office, and I'm just trending towards it, and it works. It stays cold. I like cold. Like if I'm going to drink water, it has to be cold water.
Yeah. So, warm water's nasty.
So that to me, that's the way I can guarantee I have cold water with me. That's kind of the mentality behind it.
Like I'm completely addicted to these drinks called Zevia, which
yes, you are.
Yeah, they're amazing. It's like sparkling water flavored with stevia, and it tastes like soda. It tastes like whatever kind of soda you buy. And I don't even think it would be very pretentious to be like, oh, I brought a couple of Zevias and throw them in the cooler. Is that pretentious? I don't think.
I don't know. I feel like if you bring something like that, you got to bring enough to
Enough
share.
for everyone?
It's like not for
what
everyone.
If it's already open? Like you're kind of
you're walking
in with it.
You're walking into it because then it's like me, whether
like you walked in with a coffee.
It's my drink on the trip, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a little bit better than walking in.
Okay, so we agree the
saying,
thermos
I have
is
my own
totally
things. Can I put them in the
safe to
cooler
go.
for you? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I would say that would never bother me. If someone came to my house and they were like, I brought my own drinks, even if somebody was like, I brought my own burgers because whatever, they're veggie burgers or whatever, that would never bother me. I'd be like, great, throw them on. Let's cook them up. That would never, ever bother me.
We're generally very laid back and we don't take offense to
I don't think we're easily
a lot
offended.
of things. No, not at all. But
I don't think I would ever bring a burger to someone's house and be like, hey, can you throw this on the grill?
Right.
Unless it was for one of my kids. Because our son, he has a peanut allergy, but he used to also have a dairy allergy. And we used to bring food for him wherever we went. I didn't trust anybody if they said it was dairy-free because, one, some people just don't know.
They don't understand what it really means.
People would be like, I promise there's no egg in it. And I'm like, okay, but he's not allergic to eggs. Like people just don't always get
thanks,
it,
but no thanks.
So if it's an allergy or something, I would definitely bring.
Oh, hands down. And I'm sure just about everyone dealing with allergies knows they
probably prefer for you to bring it if you're allergic because everyone's scared of, no one messing with an allergy.
And the more and more you get involved, the more knowledge you have about allergies, the more if you can handle that yourself.
Right, great. Please do. Then we don't have to worry about it. So so we talked about the potato salad, coleslaw. Of course, you always see coleslaw at a cookout, and there's really not a way you can mess it up because cabbage is great. I like to make it myself because then I know that the mayonnaise is avocado oil based and not soybean oil based. And if you heard our omega-3 episode, I'm trying to steer clear of the soybean oil as much as possible. Yeah. But even if I was at a cookout and they had it and I didn't make it, I would probably have some. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but that's a nice dish to bring because it's something easy to make and it's universally appealing. Everyone likes coleslaw.
Conceptually, we're trying to be, hey, let's enjoy the backyard barbecue. We're still in the mindset.
We live in the land of reality.
We live in a real world. Yeah. Yes, we do.
So this one's a little bit pricier, maybe, depending on how big the cookout is, but a platter of shrimp could make you really popular.
Oh, like the big ring you'd buy at the store
that's got like 100 shrimp. Just buy it by the pound, and boil it up and bring it.
I would just buy the brown thing.
Yeah, but that only feeds so many people, and it's cheaper to just buy a couple pounds if you go like to the seafood store.
I would never have expected you to bring out shrimp. That is a little pricey.
Well, I mean, it depends. This time of year, it's not so bad, especially if you're going to like a place that specifically sells seafood in the summer.
Right.
And you can buy like a couple pounds at a time. Sometimes they'll even steam it for you, depending on the facility. Like I know the grocery store will steam it for you.
Oh yeah.
And then it's all done. You can bring like peel shrimp, which is great because then it kind of occupies you and you're not eating as much because you're peeling so much.
I can't stand peeling shrimp.
And it's just protein. There's no like, there's not carbs, calories. Like there's really nothing to it. And it's a nice like social food. Like you sit around the table and you peel shrimp.
It really depends too on the size of the backyard party too. So if there's like 20 or 30 people, I don't think that's...
I think it's not going to be enough to feed everyone probably.
Right.
But... yeah, I think it's a nice thing.
I mean, you're not bringing it to feed. It's like an appetizer.
No, it's a little snack as they're going down the line of food. They're like, oh, there's a couple shrimp. Let me pop a couple of these on.
Wow, you'd be everyone's hero. Come walking in. Why don't we just bring lobster tail, a nice little butter tray,
I'm not
and put
opposed
that out
to
there.
it. I don't want to buy it, but I'm not opposed to having lobster.
If you're coming over to our house, you feel like you need to have lobster,
you bring it right on over. Bring enough to share.
I'll throw that puppy on the grill. That'd be sweet.
It's a great idea. So, what else? Maybe a lunch meat platter.
That's an easy grab.
Super easy. We have learned this the very hard way. You can go and buy several pounds of lunch meat and create your own lunch meat platter, or you can just order it from the deli, and it literally doesn't cost any more because I've done the math, and they have it all rolled up and garnished with pretty.
It looks beautiful. You got the dips and
it's not super expensive. I'm convinced it might even be cheaper because they give you a lot of lunch meat on those platters.
The last platter we got lasted a while.
Yeah,
and it was good. You know, it was good food.
I will never again make a lunch meat platter. I will just order them.
The only downside to it.
Okay.
Here's the downside, and we got it at ShopRite.
Yeah.
The guy who handed it to me had to go with me to check out.
I don't know why that bothers you so much.
It was so awkward.
You
for
just have to
both
be aware.
of us.
You can't like grab it and then finish your grocery shopping.
Exactly
as soon as you get it, you have to go to the cashier.
That's exactly what I was planning to do. But we're there, and then he's standing in line with me, and then we go through the checkout.
Yeah, I don't know if they're afraid you're going to steal the platter.
He needs to see the receipt to confirm that we paid for it. Like it was awkward, and the whole time now. I made it probably more awkward with him by expressing by how awkward this experience must be for him.
Well, you can be awkward with people.
What?
But yeah, I would highly recommend you can do it online. Just go online, order up your deli platter, and it's not a terribly expensive way, and you're done. Like, boom, let's stop at the grocery store, pick up our platter, and we're on our way to the barbecue, and we came with a nice dish.
We added something to the whole thing. And if you're like on like the keto diet or something like that, bam, right there, it's all
you're done.
Your meal's all set out for you, and everything's laid out.
Usually they have like pickles or olives or something else on it, so there's it's not just.
It was
meat.
It was a nice looking tray. Yeah. Cost wise, like you said, it was not.
Yeah, that was the second time we've done that, and I'm like, why do we ever make our own?
Why waste the time?
We'll never ever do this again. We're always going to just order a lunch meat platter.
Do you get to pick like exactly which meat you want on there, or is it a general?
There's like 2 or 3 options. One's like Italian meats, Mediterranean meats, like something like that, like a family of.
Which one did you get last time? Do you remember?
I got whatever comes with roast beef because we both love roast beef. So whichever, I just looked down the list. Okay, this one has roast beef. That's our platter.
It had like 2 different types. One had like a little more.
Yeah, one has like pepper around the outside, which I don't like, but you do.
Yeah.
I think pepper ruins everything. I hate pepper.
Hello, back to celery. Celery ruins everything. Pepper.
I hate pepper.
Pepper and celery walk into a room.
Yeah.
I think Pepper's going to win.
We lock them in and never see them again.
Oh, I'm going to miss you, Pepper.
Okay. Or like a salami platter, and we like to put cream cheese in the middle of salami and roll it up, and we take that with us sometimes.
That was a great discovery. We discovered at a friend's house. Little party.
That tends to be my go-to dish. I'll roll up salami with cream cheese, and then usually I'll add on it some pickles, and then usually also celery with cream cheese.
Yeah.
And I like my little platter.
The meat with the cream cheese is nice, and I like that. There's a couple ways of going about it. So if you're getting ready to go to someone's house, you're bringing it. There's a presentation to it.
It looks nice,
and you take it, and this is a true story. So when we're going somewhere and she's making it for it, she gets out the knife, and it's a nice little cut, laid out delicately on the meat, and then rolled up, and then delicately placed down in a nice little circle.
Okay.
If it's made it for us at home, it's a swift cut, swipe, fold, plop down on the plate.
And how many times have you made this?
I didn't say I made it.
So you're grateful for your swipe of cream cheese.
What I'm saying is you can make it look really nice.
Yes.
You can just slap it on. Tastes great either way.
Great.
Very, very appreciative. So when you're going, and that's general too. Every time you bring something, you want it to look
decent.
Right, look decent.
Edible anyway.
Yeah. Looks are everything when it comes to food. Not everything, but looks are predominant when it comes to food. That's why when you see things on television and stuff like that, most of the food you see on TVs and commercials and pictures isn't even real food.
It's been spray
like painted.
Glue will be the milk
totally
and like stuff like that. Yeah.
There's a lot to be said about how
making something look appetizing. Yeah.
Even
the colors people put in restaurants is very like psychologically related because they want to make you hungry and they want you to order more.
The red and yellow McDonald's it plays into that. Yeah. That's a whole scheme out there. They're trying to
trick us.
They're trying to fool us into eating more food.
And they're winning.
Hashtag America.
So deviled eggs. Everyone knows I love deviled eggs. I bring them everywhere. I always have them in my fridge. And when I do a platter like that, I always have deviled eggs in the center because again it just makes a nicer presentation. It kind of fills out the dish. So if I'm bringing any of these things, chances are the perimeter or the center are full of deviled eggs.
And BT Dubs, they're eggs from our chickens 9 times out of 10.
Yes, sometimes I go through. We do go through a lot of eggs because I make the deviled eggs and then I have eggs for breakfast
luckily our
every
chickens
morning,
are producing.
7 days a week.
They're in a high spell right now.
Yeah, right now we have extra eggs, which is rare. Once in a blue moon, I do have to buy eggs because I literally eat them every day. Probably not Saturday mornings. That's an early morning, but probably 6 days a week I'm eating eggs for breakfast.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay, so what do I have next? Veggie platter. What's a barbecue without a good old veggie platter?
Yeah, you know that thing you bring to the barbecue that they throw out later.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I see that
Jim
meme on
Gaffigan
Facebook.
has a hilarious thing
I've
about
heard
that.
it, but I don't think so. I think people like a veggie platter because it gives you something to munch on without feeling guilty.
Right, I guess so. As long as you have the ranch dip and all that kind of stuff. It's
Well,
just
that's fine. Ranch dip is okay.
Is it really?
Yeah, as long as it's a full fat, ranch dip. Yeah.
But who knows what's going on with
Or
that?
you can make a dip out of sour cream and.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not huge on the veggie tray, but
I love a good veggie tray.
you like it like if they have like cuts of pepper and stuff like that. You like the peppers all
Yeah.
sliced out like that. A raw pepper to me is.
Oh, so crunchy and delicious and refreshing.
I can't do a raw pepper, but you grill that puppy, you throw that thing in a skillet and something like that. I'm all in on it. I can do.
I
the
like them
peppers.
grilled
That's
too,
where
but
I
I
graduated.
actually think I like them better raw.
Yeah, I can't do the raw. The raw's got a weird.
Especially when they're the colored ones, like orange and red,
Yeah, and green,
yellow. The green
purple,
ones are okay,
blue, fuchsia,
but
teal.
okay. Okay, so I have one that's interesting.
More interesting than the shrimp.
What? That's just buying shrimp. That's not that big of a
I've
deal.
never heard anyone say they're going to a backyard barbecue with shrimp,
Really?
unless it was like a cook.
This
like a
time here,
fish
people
basting.
get together for like crabs and spaghetti and stuff.
Here's what I'm learning: we don't go to enough backyard barbecues.
Because you are not in the know.
Apparently not. Oh, are you getting invited to all these barbecues? Is that where you're going?
Well, you don't know.
All right. So what's mine? What are you gonna blow my
Okay.
mind with?
How about trying to make a pasta-less pasta salad? So pasta salad is a huge thing to bring.
Yes.
Everybody loves it. Big crowd favorite. But most of us at a certain age are cutting pasta out of our lives
That's an actual trend, not just one on your search engine, but yeah, people are
cutting out
cutting
pasta
back
and
pasta.
breads and, high
Having
carb
said
foods.
that, the line out of Olive Garden is all.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So pastaless pasta salad.
Right. So you're going to make it just like you would. You're just cutting out the pasta. So you can still have chopped up cheese, and I would do maybe a couple different varieties of cheese since
Like a
you've
Colby
got to make it a little
Jack,
bit more
a
interesting now. You're getting rid
mozzarella.
of yes, exactly. A couple different varieties.
All right. You have
Pop
this-
in your veggies, so your peppers, your broccoli, whatever you would put in your pasta
You know
salad,
where they
whatever
mess
you
those
like.
things up? They put in like the olives, like black olive.
Black olives, great. Go for it. Green olives, bleh, nasty.
No, olives. Period. Blech, nasty.
Oh,
I'm not an olive guy.
I know.
By any means.
Definitely add in some meat. So typically salami and or bacon would be good choices. And if you're not doing pasta, you may as well put both in.
Correct.
Hard-boiled eggs chopped up. That's a huge one to put into a pasta salad. And then you want to mix that all up with your Italian dressing. So
you're literally saying pasta salad without the pasta. You're not substituting the pasta.
Nope.
You're just withholding the pasta
eliminating it.
altogether.
But I'm saying make
Okay.
the extras that you would put in it a little bit more interesting. So maybe instead of just
little more
popping
variety.
in one veggie, pop in 2 or 3. Instead of just
Gotcha.
one thing of cheese, 2 or 3 varieties.
Huh.
I think it sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious. Where'd you get that idea from?
I was just trying to think of ideas for the podcast.
And
I
you
was,
just-
I'm
you
going
came
through
up with that
like
yourself?
what would I
Bring.
typically bring, and then how can I modify it to be low carb?
You came up with that yourself?
All by myself. So I'm patting myself on the
What?
back. If you can't see, I'm
Oh my
sure
goodness.
that I
You're
didn't
probably
create
not
this.
the
It's
originator
yeah,
of it,
it's
but
probably all over Pinterest. But
as we're
no,
as
it's
we're
just
saying
making
this,
a list of what I would always bring, and then try.
I got to
and
remember to
low carb it.
hashtag that in our Instagram. Pastaless pasta salad.
Pastaless pasta
Pasta.
salad.
That's
yeah.
actually a really good idea, especially if you, like jazz up the meats a little bit more.
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
kind of
that's
stuff.
a good one. And meat, like a meat and cheese platter. That's easy enough.
Oh, that's
Just
easy enough, and that you can
pepperoni
pick
and
up
cheese.
too.
That's easy.
I
That's what you
always-
live on. That's what you have for dinner, like 4 nights a week.
Well, yeah. So I'm trying to go back.
Not exaggerating.
Used to. I'm cutting significantly back. But yeah, when I go to when we go anywhere where there's like hors d'oeuvres, something like that, I always
Oh,
head
yeah.
straight for the meat and cheese.
That's it. That's where it's at.
That's where I pound that out before even all the the other things that might
Yeah.
be out there and everything like that. So I'm all in on it. I actually like that idea, the pastaless
Yeah.
pasta salad. That's not bad. We'll have to trademark that. Trademark Rimple. It's out there. So if no one else has gotten that, we got the lead on it.
So that's pretty much what I have. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I mean, there's all the classic things when you go to a backyard barbecue.
Obviously, you can have
Typically,
the burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Chicken.
that was gonna be my part of this whole conversation.
I'm
That was
sorry.
gonna be exactly where I was going, and you jumped on that. And
Sorry.
now it used to be back in the day, like when we go to when we have buns or burgers and dogs,
Yeah.
the buns we get, we love the potato bread.
That's what we did. I have another list of things to avoid, and the buns are my list of things to avoid.
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there. Let's talk about where we used to be. And I don't like the white bread.
Nope.
Big Kaiser rolls that people love. Didn't like that. No,
I don't mind the Kaiser rolls, but we like that
the
potato bread.
Love
potato
that.
buns.
Even now, like when I get it for the boys and stuff like that, I gravitate towards that, even though they'll eat anything. So, but that used to be kind of the mainstay. I go to someone's house, and that's not saying
You're eyeing up their buns.
Not saying I'm staring down their buns. Yeah, that's I would judge the party based on their buns.
Okay.
And it's that's kind of work that. Is it pretentious to bring your own buns?
Yes.
Okay. Like, oh, that burger looks great. Do you mind putting it here on this instead of your like 99-cent tray over there? So yeah, I don't like the white like.
Or you know what's good? Those sweet Hawaiian rolls. What are those called?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Sweet Hawaiian.
Rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are delicious.
Those are really good. Man, there's a phase. Remember your mom was making those little sandwiches?
Yes, she'd make us sliders for lunch on Sundays with those sweet Hawaiian rolls. Those were killer.
Those are great.
This, melted butter with garlic and stuff all over the top of the buns.
Phenomenal. She'd put them all. So what happened? She put the bottom ones all laid out in the pan, and then she put all the meats and cheeses.
Meat and cheese.
And then that on top, and then drizzle on top. Those were amazing.
Yeah, don't make those anymore, Mom. You're gonna kill us.
We can't take that. Our bodies probably can't take that now.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, so we go, obviously, if someone has hot dogs or burgers on the grill, you can always go. Chicken. You can always go without the bun. Well, if we're going to backyard party with steak, like, invite me. I'll be there. But yeah, you can go without the bun. That's an easy sell.
And I don't think that's pretentious. I think people do that all the time. Like, I'll just have a burger and no bun.
Yeah, that's a really easy go. Even hot dogs, most of hot dogs are, I mean, yeah, no one wants to know how they're made, but a nice beef hot dog.
Just have a hot dog. It's fine.
Enjoy. It's not gonna kill you. It's not your primary diet.
Right.
So that was gonna be my contribution to this backyard thing that you jumped all over, and now I feel like I'm less smart because that was really it. Well, the other thing too is cornhole. I like to bring cornhole to backyard barbecues.
Okay, so we're jumping away from food.
That's my new fun thing. Well, you asked what I'm going to bring. There's another thing, corn on the cob. That's the one thing I miss. I do miss corn on the cob.
Yeah, and I'm not saying never ever eat corn, but corn is most definitely not a health food as we maybe have been taught.
There's a perception lives. It's vegetable.
Right.
It's got to be good for you.
Yeah. And to have, a thing of corn on the cob at a barbecue is certainly enjoyable, and go for it, but probably not have one every day.
Yeah, our chickens are suffering the most from that. We used to have corn on the cob all the time. Like all summer, we'd cook out. Corn on the cob is just
especially cooking it out on the grill and then buttering that bad boy up.
Get the little grill marks in the corn. That turned out good. Yeah, we'd wrap it in tin foil, put some butter on that tin foil,
season it all up, and then wrap it up,
and then put it right on the grill. That cooked up really good. Yeah, we had to work out the timing on that because if you pull it out too soon, it was still too stiff.
Hard.
Yeah, so that was fun. And then when we're all done, we'd take our cobs, throw it out, and the chickens would clean those things up really quick. That was a fun time. So corn on the cob is done, but I would bring cornhole to a backyard party. That's my new jam. I like playing cornhole, and I feel like if I spend enough time concentrating on it, I could be a professional.
Oh, all right then. Well, great.
I don't have enough time. All right, so we're going to a backyard barbecue. They've invited us. What are some things that if we're trying to eat right, eat good, what do we want to avoid?
Okay, we already talked about the breads, the buns, things like that. Typically, you might see like a big pot of baked beans. That's generally just sugar.
Yes.
So steer clear of the baked beans.
Especially like Bush's baked beans and all those, any one of those things you're thinking of. That's it goes bean, sugar, and then the rest of the ingredients. It's all just sugar.
Anything that's in a pot that is like thick like that is probably full of sugar. Like I know it's kind of popular sometimes to have a crock pot with those little tiny hot dogs, like cocktail franks are they called, and then they'll have them in a sauce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like the little pig in a blanket wieners, those little things?
Yeah, and they'll have them like a thick sauce, and it's delicious, but that sauce is all sugar. So that's a probably steer clear, leave that for the children. Chips can be really, really dangerous because a couple of chips in itself isn't that big of a deal, but nobody can eat just 3 or 4 chips.
True.
It's almost impossible.
Technically, no one can eat just one. That's the catchphrase, the line.
Okay.
But Joy says you can't eat 3 or 4.
No. And it's one of those foods that you don't even know you're eating it until your plate is empty. You're like, did I just eat all of those? Because you're chatting and you're just like,
yeah, it's an easy grab.
It's weight. They go down too easy. So I would just steer clear of them altogether and load up on the veggies.
Huh, okay. Chips. Bye-bye chips.
Yeah. And then obviously desserts are probably not going to be, super low carb friendly, especially at a cookout, because one, they either had to keep the ice cream inside so it wouldn't melt. So either bringing out ice cream, or two, they had to have food that's going to be able to stay outside. So we're talking cookies,
brownies, cake.
Exactly. Yeah. Things like that are really calorie dense, really sugary dense. And it's probably not your favorite. So I'm all about feel free to occasionally treat yourself, but if you're going to treat yourself, make it your favorite. If I am going to have a dessert, it's going to be either Core Brothers or it's going to be creme brulee.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to mess around with a Backyard BBQ chocolate chip cookie.
And you just described our past weekend. So this past weekend at school went out.
Why are you telling on me?
You were talking about maybe.
No, I totally had both of those on his birthday weekend.
Yeah, so that's what we decided. We talked about it. There's no cake. We're gonna indulge in
our favorite
ice cream
things,
cone.
yeah.
And that's what we did.
I didn't have the whole creme brulee. I shared it with my son.
Right. Yeah, you did. That whole spoonful. She loved it.
Anyway, so definitely if you feel like you can't say no to dessert and you're like, it's not even my favorite, but I have to have it. I have to have something sweet. Then I would suggest bring a dessert. Bring something that is a little.
Refer back to our chocolate mousse episode.
Yeah, that might. I guess you could probably bring that one. I mean, you might have to ask for fridge space.
Yeah, that's a little.
You might be better off making your own sort of cookies.
Thanks for inviting me over.
Like
Can
that.
I put something in your refrigerator?
Right.
And if it's not for everyone, that's not cool. Yeah.
So another great tip, and again, don't think this is that big of a deal. I think iced coffee is a great dessert because sometimes you just kind of need that sweet little pick-me-up. And I don't think it's rude at all to be like, hey, we're running out for an iced coffee. Can I grab anybody anything? And, maybe, 3 or 4 people want one. You have to come back with, a couple things of it. But I think it's a good way to satisfy that sweet tooth and you feel like you had a treat and you didn't totally blow it.
And it's a way to get away from awkward guests and just kind of catch your breath.
Or sometimes even at a cookout, they'll have coffee going in the house. And sometimes even a hot cup of coffee, even if it's a hot day, will kind of satisfy that desire for dessert. At least it does for me. If I have sweet coffee.
I love my iced coffee. If you're watching, I have the Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. That's my regular afternoon thing. But on a complete side note, you got to figure out how to make iced coffee at home. I know there's steps and procedures, and it takes 12 hours. But
I'll get on that.
That's something that I want to try to figure out.
Buy iced coffee and have it in the fridge at the supermarket, right?
Huh, what?
Yeah.
They have coffee already? But is it
cold brew?
Where is it? How's it made?
I
can't be that fresh, though.
I don't know, honey. We'll figure that out another time.
Welcome to the life of Sam and Joyce.
Yeah,
as Sam has a great idea, and then
Joyce has to stop everything she's doing to immediately execute it.
And we work out so well together that way. That's a happy life for me.
That's right.
I don't know how you do it, but I'm enjoying it tremendously.
So basically we just wanted to come on and say happy 4th of July, happy cookout season.
Yes.
And treat yourself, indulge, have a great time. But
# treat yourself.
Maybe not every single weekend, so.
That's the thing. I think that's what it is. If you're going to a barbecue, indulge, enjoy, have fun at that barbecue. But if it's all the time, that can add up pretty fast. You're like, oh, well, it's okay if I cheat this time. Cheat, whatever phrase. It's okay if I indulge this time. But then you're indulging the next weekend, and then you're indulging the next weekend.
Or maybe decide, you know what, tonight I'm going to have dessert, but I'm not going to do the bread and the chips and everything else. You know what I mean? So at least you're not totally sabotaging all of your work. Yeah. So just, there's some good decisions that can be made.
And we're talking too, one of the ways to, if you're invited over to someone's house to another barbecue, bring your own kind of
safe food.
Safe food, yeah. So
that you can have a lot of and not feel guilty about.
Exactly. Then you're there. They say, no, you don't have to bring anything.
Bring it anyway.
Bring it anyways. Then you got something there, and at least it fills you up or gets you halfway there, so you're not indulging in all the other things.
Yeah.
Happy 4th of July, the Star Spangled Banner song, and all that that wonderful stuff. I love fireworks. Fireworks are coming up soon.
Yeah, it's good family time.
It is great family time and stuff like that. So hey, we're on iTunes. So we appreciate that. If you're listening to us on iTunes, please like, share, comment, all those things, because it does help us get
rate and review.
That's what it's called. Rate and review, because that's how things get out there. If you wouldn't mind taking a quick second and doing that for us, and since you made it this far in the podcast, might as well do that, right?
Me as well.
Rate and review. Leave a comment. Let us know how you feel. Go back to our Instagram page or our Facebook page. Leave a comment there. We'll be happy to respond and engage on that level. And you have any tips and tricks out in your barbecue, let us know, because we'll be attending a lot of barbecues this year, we hope. Because we just put it out there that we are not invited to them. So
invite us.
We'll be happy to come out. I'll bring my hat, my tank.
And we'll bring a dish.
And cornhole.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.